Esse lugar realmente está em um estado deplorável. Os pilares estão podres, mas eles estão quebrados. O bom é que porque ninguém veio consertar esse lugar. Era só isso. Aparentemente era. E de onde vai terminar de consertar quando tiver no... Quando for evoluindo no evento, será? Eu acho que sim. Tá bom, então, bora continuar aqui. A Garça retorna para o Vento, capítulo do Interlúdio, ato 1. O passado como uma poeira. Pergunte ao Mestre Zhang por informações sobre o núcleo maravilhoso. Você encontrará com Yunjin por acidente. Ela sugere procurar pelo Mestre Zhang e lhe fazer algumas perguntas. Vamos lá. Very good. É isso, pessoal. Não se esqueçam aí de seguir as redes sociais. Beleza? Que eu posto lá em todas as redes quando é que eu faço live, que horas eu faço live. Coisas de Genshin, vídeos, informações e tudo mais. Vamos que vamos. Mais o quê? A menina tá ali embaixo. Ah, a Kiki tá ali embaixo. Vamos lá falar com o Mestre Zhang.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often.
Reconhecida cidadamente.
So, you're here to ask about Wonder Cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber. The types of ore needed to make Wonder Cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
Interessante.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all
E como a gente procura isso?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of this stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation also takes place on that mountain.
Oh,
I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Ok. Lá para o lado sudoeste do Monte Tianheng.
I I came to Mount Tianeng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. Oh, this is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise. No wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed, this looks like a place that one might expect to be frequented by Adepti.
Rolou.
The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's
Tudo
the
está
story
conectado
about,
nesse
though?
jogo.
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool. A hero story? They're Paimon's favorite.
Vamos lá, falou, a mulher que estava colhendo ervas fora foi pega pelos monstros e depois o marido que não aguentou a perda da mulher acabou enlouquecendo. Ô louco.
The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me."
What a nasty piece of work. Ugh. Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place.
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
No, don't do it, little girl.
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world.
Mas, gente...
And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air. That's how the opera ends.
Olhar para Shenhor. Cara, é a história dela. É a mesma história que a menina que a Garça contou, só que de um jeito diferente. De outro ponto de vista.